Hi everyone, I am so delighted to be here interviewing June Perkins, and June is the author of this wonderful book, Magic Fish Dreaming. Can you hold yours up? Yours will be bigger than mine. I'm a little sort of thing in the background. Higher? Bring it up high. Can you make it higher? Yes. Beautiful.
Is the text back to front?
Sorry. No, it's not back to front. It's perfect.
Okay, just for me then.
Yeah, so June is a poet. She lives in Queensland, Australia, and she came to us. She was a scholarship applicant for our self-publishing course, and she won a scholarship because she was just so delightful, and her application was creative and lovely. Her ancestors or grandparents are from Papua New Guinea. Actually, your mum is from Papua New Guinea too, isn't she?
My mum is from Papua New Guinea and my dad is Australian.
Yeah, which is a pretty fascinating combination. And it's a country that's always fascinated me. So I was really curious, and June has created a wonderful multicultural children's book that does not say multicultural. It's just diverse in that it is diverse in terms of nature and the kinds of animals and the kinds of environments and all different kinds of kids, and it's just beautiful, beautiful. She did a great job. June, can you share with us a little about your process in making this book?
Oh, yes, I can. So the process was that I had already had a manuscript that I'd been working on for quite a while of poems that I'd been writing while I lived in far north Queensland with my children were growing up and they were little, and so I'd been writing it for quite a while. But the poems felt like they were ready to put into a book form and to have illustrated. So when I was doing the course with you guys, I was editing it and refining it with a professional editor, and I found a really good illustrator. I looked up her folio and just felt we were a really good match, and I emailed her and we connected really well and actually met each other. I found out she lived in Brisbane, which I didn't know before I put a message to her. And she just liked what the topic of the book was. So I felt like once I found the perfect illustrator, that it was ready to go and was something that I could do a Kickstarter campaign for at that point.
That's great. And it's, the book is about this really magical place that I'm fortunate enough that I've spent time there as well, the far north of Queensland. And I'm going to translate some of June's Australian into American. It's really wild jungle and bizarre animals, and I mean, you've got a great poem about a cassowary there. Let me see, here we go, cassowary chat. And actually, love, can you hold that up and zoom in on the cassowary? You did a great job picking an illustrator. One of the things that we do in the course is that we teach people how to go about finding an illustrator and finding someone that's professional, that's really top quality. And this book, the illustrations are just exquisite. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's a bright blue with a bright red head and a sort of wattle hanging down. And the poem, which is great. Let me read. Oh, there's so much I'd love to share about this because it's such a great book. Cassowary chat. Cassowary, since the cyclone I've nowhere to eat. I'm hungry and restless and feeling dead beat. Children. Cassowary, cassowary, leave this place. Run, run to your rainforest space. Cassowary, please, please, I need some lunch. Won't you just give me something to crunch? Can you show how the text is set up? Because it's really interesting. June uses
like a lot of...
Yeah. Now lower it
Yeah.
down slowly and
Oh,
move it
yeah.
over to your left a little.
Left. Oh,
Um,
is that?
yeah,
Uh,
more that way that you're going. Down lower, 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 lower.
lower, lower.
Yeah, can you go lower down towards the ground?
The ground.
Ground.
The ground.
This is
I'm
really
so
terrible.
sorry.
Okay, so now you're seeing a little that it's in 3 columns and it's kind of a call and response. It's really
Oh, I see. Yep.
delightful.
Okay. The text.
Yeah. And so Cassowary says, please, please, I need some lunch. Won't you just give me something to crunch? Children, Cassowary, Cassowary, hungry bird, the rainforest's back. Haven't you heard? Cassowary, you sure my rainforest has some food, for I'm in a serious quondong mood. Children, Cassowary, Cassowary, hungry bird, the rainforest's back. It's true. You can stop feeling so blue. Cassowary, Cassowary, leave this place. Run, run to your rainforest space. So it's really delightful. And it's kind of to the rhythm of Ladybird, Ladybird, fly away home. And it's lovely. It's really, really lovely. And I've got another favourite that I've pulled out. And look at this illustration. Yeah, if you can hold it up and hold it up so that it's, is that beautiful? See if you can hold it still.
Sorry.
For those of us that get seasick.
I feel like I'm flying.
Tawny, silver grain of flight, in love with the night. Tawny sings. Rainforest phantom, glimpsed by night walkers, keen nature stalkers, finding worms and slugs and beckoning hugs. Tawny sings. She's full to the brim, gliding in the dim. Tawny smiles. Oom, oom. So you could see how this would be a really beautiful bedtime reading or anytime reading. And the illustrations are equally gorgeous. I saw some early sketches and I wasn't that impressed, and then it ended up being just fabulous. So it was just great. June really followed her own belief, and it's really paid off. Look how lovely this is. So the illustrator really did a stunning job of, you know, matching the power and the poetics of the story. Oh, and here's another question. This is interesting. You've divided it into part 1 and part 2, which is also unusual. You've done a lot of very innovative things here, which is always a treat to see. Can you speak a little about why you decided, oh, and here, let's just show this illustration because it's so absolutely beautiful. Is that gorgeous or what? So, June, can you speak about why you divided it into part 1 and part 2?
This was a journey that I'd been on separately with my editor. Originally, it was in 3 parts because I had a lot of poems and we'd organised them thematically to be like a journey, and you went through parts. Encouraged by the course, we really wanted to get it down extensively in length and pick the cream of the poems, but still keep that sense of a journey and a shifting mood in the halfway point of the book. So, and to make it feel like this collection, not just I love beautiful picture books, but it's not a typical picture book. It's a collection of poems. So we felt that the 2 parts would do that. And my editor was really, she said, June, don't get rid of your idea of the parts. Be true to yourself. Yes. She was a fantastic person to work with, and she gave me the confidence to not be scared of decisions like that, which just felt right to me in the process.
So you learned how to do a really successful Kickstarter campaign in the course. and that
Yes.
funded the book. And, and it's a real high quality production. I mean, the paper is beautiful, the cover stock is really nice. It's just really, really, indistinguishable from a traditionally published book. And that's what you want. You want something that in no way looks self published. You want a professionally published book. All sorts of things have been happening for you ever since. Can you share a little about that?
Oh, it's just really overwhelming, actually. I had it review. I sent it off for reviews to lots of places, but the Children's Book Council of Australia have done a review, and blogs that you have to be invited to, you can't submit. I found out they'd supported the Kickstarter and they wanted to do reviews as well, and so that's been really lovely to have that support from professionals in the children's book industry who really love the book. Top writers from around Australia, John Marsden, Sophie Masson, it's gone down to John Marsden's school. He runs the school. And so just this feeling of support, and we have about 6 bookstores that are stocking it now. Yesterday I was speaking to a supplier where it goes out to schools and libraries, and they especially want to have writers who have some Pacific background, because Papua New Guinea is considered part of the Pacific, and Australia, we have a lot of people from mixed background, Pacific, Australian, whatever. I'm sending a copy to them, and they're good if you have suppliers, because the schools often like to deal with a supplier rather than directly with the author. So I've been trying to really get my distribution and supply people working really well, and had a wonderful phone call with this lady who turned out to specialise in looking for books just like mine. And I'm quite a shy person, so it's really tricky when I have to do things like cold canvassing telephone calls. But I think I got so much out of the course in terms of the confidence that you guys gave me. If I believe and I'm enthusiastic about what I do, that I won't put people off. I'll just, that enthusiasm will rub off them. So,
Yeah.
So I got all the terms and conditions, and the nice thing about that is if it goes well, they also distribute in New Zealand. So there's a possibility to look at contacting schools in New Zealand, and because the supply is already there, then I might be able to start taking it abroad once I'm ready to do that.
Oh, good. And I would love for it to be available in the States.
I'd love for it to go there too. I'm learning absolutely stacks. I do have a traditional agent looking at traditional publishers, but I'm quite prepared to do that myself if that doesn't happen, and just learn the skills. And I think that's the other thing that I learned from talking with you and looking at the people on the site, that there's many pathways. If the book's needed and there's an audience for it, you just have to really be confident that your voice is important.
I'm very happy for you too, June. I think it's a stunning book, and I think it's also an important book too, for a whole bunch of reasons, whether that's for caring for the environment, whether it's just for, instilling a love of poetry and magic and dreaming and all those wonderful things in children. Just look how poetic and beautiful that image is. And there's so many, is it a 40-page book? What is this? Do you know how many pages it is, June?
About 46, I think. It's a bit longer than a traditional picture book, which added a little bit to the expense, but to keep the parts, the 2 sections, it just felt like it needed to be a little bit longer.
It really is beautiful, and if you look closely, there's little hidden bits like this crocodile here, and just lovely, lovely stuff. So has your life changed at all after publishing this?
I think so. I feel like I can legitimately call myself an author, because I have a completely solo book. I did anthologies before a lot, but to have like an entire book is quite special. And it just feels like I have something that I can share with grandparents and parents. Had a really good response from my friends who have mixed background children who really love this with their kids, and they're telling me what their response to it is. So, and it's lovely because they'll say, I recommend this book to other parents. It's really lovely to read with your kids, and they can see themselves in the book. So that I think that's the part that, and seeing kids laugh when certain poems are read, if I'm reading out loud at a bookshop, and I've got a couple more readings coming up. So I'm looking forward to that part where you get to interact with the kids more, which is going to start happening more and more, I think. So, yeah.
That's lovely, June. You've worked very hard and it's paid off, and it's just beginning. All sorts of other wonderful things are happening. And we have people that check in on this blog from all over the world. So I hope there's a bunch of Aussies that are checking in, and that you can buy this book for your own collections, because I think you'll really, really enjoy having it, and your kids will enjoy it even more. And if you're a poet yourself, you'll learn a lot from reading it. And even if you're not a poet, if you're just a writer, there's a lot of wonderful writing techniques and clever things that happen in this book. Mum looks at Dad and begins. 5 brothers were turned into rocks by a magic fish. Son asks, why? Mum continues, because they took too many fish from the water. They did not respect the silence of the moon. Daughter, listening, asks, why? Mum replies, they asked too many questions, so they had to live for a while like the rocks on the lake. 5 brothers named Jackie, Jojo, Jumper, Johnny and James all became rocks. The fish swished under them. The ocean washed over them. The moonlight rippled through them. I mean, what beautiful language. June, bravo.
Thanks, Maya.
And it's Mira.
Oh, Mira, sorry.
Yeah, we've never actually spoken in person before, so.
Yeah. Thanks, Mira.
Well, thank you, June, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Bye for now.